best of Brian and Brian.
Brian Wilson from Charlotte, North Carolina at the Time Warner Cable Arena. Brian Neiman back in studio in D.C. And we are also joined here by HotAir.com's Mary Katharine Ham.
Good morning.
Everybody doing okay?
Fantastic. Getting better every day.
All right, so now I had this goal that I wanted to try to catch up some members of the D.C. delegation, right? I got Marion Barry. So yesterday, Heather and I went out to his hotel where he's staying out in the suburbs around Charlotte, and we were invited up to the Marion Barry Suite on the 6th floor of the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel. And here's a little bit what was on Marion Barry's mind. Councilman Barry, how do you think it's going so far?
I think it's going extremely well. I have been to almost every convention except one since 1964. And so my most exciting one was Jesse Jackson when he asked me to nominate him for president. But all the speakers have just been fantastic. Sort of contrasting Obama, his administration, with Matt Romney. The contrast is so large, there's no question that Obama has been far in front of all these major issues.
All right. How has Obama been for the district?
Well, he's not done enough. If I'd like for him to do, for instance, I'd like for him to keep the license plate on as just a symbol of
on the limo.
Limo. And also, I'd like for the Obama people to have supported statehood and the plank. But there are a lot more issues for us than those two issues.
What are the issues that you care most about that the Democrats are taking up on your behalf?
Well, it's the number one issue around the country. It's the economy and jobs. That surpasses anything else. And in the black community, that is very, very critical because the income gap is so great.
You know, I have been around town since about the mid-'80s. And it seems to me, this is just my opinion, tell me what you think about this, that the Democratic Party doesn't pay the due respect to the Democrats in the district that they should. I mean, Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton did not get a speaking position to talk about statehood. I was up where you guys are sitting, and you're way up in the nosebleed section, yet Democrats in the district have been the most reliable votes for the Democratic Party for years and years and years.
You're absolutely right. It's not fair, not good. But again, when you look at the presidency, you look at situation affecting the nation as well as the district. I suspect, because we're going to step up our pressure, we're going to get more out of this administration during the other term. I'm pushing now within the party apparatus that the president make at least one campaign stop in the district, and right down the street. And he'll do is get in his car and drive to some place, the Freedom Plaza or some other place. But, you know, in the scheme of life, there are so many big issues the president got to deal with. I mean, health care was a major issue. And so I'm very happy about things.
But you don't feel at all disrespected by the Democratic Party? I mean, the Democrats in the district have always been reliable. You've been there every time the Democrats have asked for your vote. Even during the Reagan years, when a lot of Democrats crossed the line, the Democrats in the district, they were true blue Democrats. And yet, it doesn't seem like you get the respect out of the Democratic Party. Maybe it's not the presidency, but it's the party.
Well, we don't get enough of it. The DNC is located here in the District of Columbia. They ought to know more about what's happening here. But we're going to push harder, and we're going to get more. But it is disrespectful not to give us as much as we deserve.
You heard that they're moving it out of the stadium.
It's going to be a mess because
a lot of people coming in.
Yeah, coming in, and there's no place to go.
Yeah.
I mean, the out to the convention hall last night it's not going to hold hardly many more than those over there.
Yeah, it's tiny.
The delegates.
Yeah. That was Marion Barry yesterday.
That was fantastic.
In the Marion Barry suite, and you know, I thought it was a pretty good interview.
I did too.
I especially liked the way he said the name of the Republican nominee.
With Matt Romney.
And what's that again?
With Matt Romney.
Matt Romney.
Matt Romney.
Matt Romney.
Matt Romney.
Matt Romney.
Romney.
Well, I thought it was a fascinating interview as well. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Mr. Mayor?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, then that's all that matters. As long as you enjoyed it,
absolutely.
Then good. Fantastic.
It's never dull. I'll tell you that for sure. Mary Katharine Ham, of course, is here with us from hotair.com, our old friend from the morning show. And Mary Katharine, you're from North Carolina.
I am.
So this is like being home for you.
Yeah, I've got some friends around, but I think North Carolina was long gone months ago. I mean,
the Republicans going to win North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice gesture to have this in Charlotte, but I think it's a nice introduction to Charlotte for the world. North Carolina's major cities are rather small. They don't get a lot of headlines. They're not sort of world-class cities like a San Francisco or what have you. So I think it's a nice introduction, but I think, sorry kids, North Carolina's going red.
You know, you heard Neiman and I give our spiel about how we think the election's going to play out.
Where's the doom meter is what we want to know. We need you to chime in. It was about, a month ago you gave us the doom meter. You were sounding more optimistic. Where are you now in September?
I think I'm slightly less optimistic. I feel like this election is really, really tight, and I do feel like if Obama wins, then we're going down a debt road that cannot be reversed. So I feel like it's tight. I'm worried. I'm less optimistic than Brian Neiman, but I do think there's some wiggle room in these polls. I think a lot of people may act differently when they get into the voting booth.
And remember, some of these polls that are still affecting the numbers are registered voters,
yes,
not likely voters.
Yes,
and it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I just think there's more wiggle room in the race than perhaps people think there is.
Mary Katharine Ham, it's always good to see you.
The best of Brian and Brian now on 105.9 FM and AM 630, Washington's Mall, WMAL.